Hello everybody, this is Charles Zane coming to you with week 2 summary. This week we started off with a document, four-dimensional human existence. I went and read this a couple times and highlighted some of the things that I thought were really interesting. The assertion that he made was humans are four-dimensional, but after reading it I made my own idea that there's possibly more than just one dimension. There's probably plenty of other dimensions out there. That's what I believe. And after being able to read through other students' perspectives, a lot of people I saw also agreed. And then we went into responding to the nature of science discussion from last week. As you can see, I went and responded to possibly more than 8 other students, and we had some conversations that went on pretty in depth. We then go into the controversial debate topics and instructions. For that, I went into reading this, and there was about 2 or 3 that I was really interested in, but just in case those were taken, I was able to pick out a couple more and do some research about them, and they also were pretty interesting. And then we went into the cultural science topic. For this, we actually needed to select something that was either a science lecture or science museum. And if trying to get an A, write your reaction paper, about 2 page long, but include some follow-up research. And this should be pretty interesting because there's plenty of things that you can do to accomplish this, but possibly watching a video that's an hour long, or visiting a science museum, or attending a science lecture at the U of A. Alright. Then we go into the neat resources. This was about coordinates, vectors, and uniform motion. We went in this, we had to actually find a video about this topic, and I found this really interesting because it gives you so many examples on different things that these were used in, such as uniform motion. They use, I found that because it gives you an insight of safety and being in a personal experience of like a car accident. I can see how, the uniform motion, how is used to make a car more safe because of the fact that you can see it in different perspectives. We were able to write an abstract for that as well and respond. Um, then we went into chapters 4 through 7 assignments. Now this took a little bit longer. To be honest, I spent about 3 to 4 hours a day just accomplishing all this week's task. So we started off with this is my homework 4. As you can see, I went into accomplish everything to try to get an A as well. For that, I had some notes that I took in order for me to even complete the assignment. This was some of the notes that I took. And then chapter 5, I took notes as well, as you can see. And then this was about uniform motion. I enjoy the equations that were used because, I can relate to it by using it to calculate specific things in our daily lives. This was the homework that we had to do for that chapter. And then chapter 6 and 7 were a bit different. We actually had to use Tracker, a program that, when we put in a video in slow-mo or a certain speed, we would be able to calculate it, graph it out, and see overall the plot. As you can see, this is a screenshot of what I did. Here's another one. This was where we actually had to plot each individual movement, and then by using a graph and making the best fit line. And this was the other one that we had to do. It's a lot more scattered, as you can see. Alright, and for that, at the end of that, we actually had some questions we needed to answer. I went into doing that. For this, there was, for an A, we actually had to do an extra questions for that. So I went into that and I scanned that onto the computer. Alright, and then for chapter 7, we went into vpython again. We actually had to create some 3D objects. Here's a screenshot of what we did. 3 balls aligned each of them going different speeds. We had to determine right when the first ball A had hit the end where each other ball was located at that specific time. And here's another view of what was taken. And I found that through all this, it was pretty interesting. The use of tractor can come in handy when trying to calculate like an object's movement, and it's very interesting how a graph can be produced by using a video on tracker. And overall, through each chapter, I found that many of the formulas used can be used in everyday measurements on specific things. So overall, it was really interesting. And this is questions for chapter 7 after going through the program. But yeah, thank you for listening, and I can't wait for next week.